35 miles an hour is the claimed top speed on this folding fat tire electric bike with a 40 amp controller and a 52 volt battery. It's called the Amp Rides Volt ST. Looking at the spec sheet, it looks pretty awesome. And the current list price is $2,200, but there is a discount code below this video in the description box. But don't buy this bike just yet. Let's crack it open and see if it's any good or not. Wait for it. It really works. So this one comes in seafoam green and is the 20 amp hour version. On the website, there are other colors and other bikes. There is the Apex coming soon. Looks like it's pretty awesome. Check it out. Look at that paint, man. You know, man, I think I'd take this bike in any color, but I am digging the seafoam green. And of course, it has 20-inch by 4-inch wide knobby tires. These ones are actually Kenda Crusade, but check out the other side. Look at the size of this brake rotor. Drilled and slotted, Tektro brand, 203 millimeter up front. That's gonna be some good stopping power. And the Volt ST comes with metal fenders. There's also a suspension seat post and a bag of goodies we'll check out in a few. Keychains. First thing I'm seeing is a big chain ring up front for some high-speed pedaling, but we gotta check this battery out. Charging port, keys. Top has an indicator here of charge. Looks like it's 2 out of 3 bars. But more importantly, it's got Samsung cells, quality cells, and 52 volt 20 amp hour. And that makes for 1,040 watt hours of energy, 11.4 pounds. And according to the website, the whole thing weighs 78 pounds with this 20 amp hour battery and 330 pounds capacity. It's a 56 tooth crank up front, 40 amp 12 MOSFET controller. That's big time. If I was buying this bike, I'd probably go for the 25 amp hour battery. Adds a little bit of weight and cost. But with this much power on tap, I think you're gonna want the extra energy. The charger they give us is nice looking quality, and it is a 4 amp charger, which is excellent. Here's the connector type, by the way. Thick cables. 20 divided by 4 is 5 hours from empty to full. You can just hear this thing's gonna have some power to it. Here is the number stamped on the hub motor. Rear rack comes installed. It's got the good old mouse trap. There is a rear light, supposedly has turn signals, and the derailleur guard comes installed, which is always great because it is a folding bike and you might knock it over, and it will protect your Shimano Altus derailleur. And here's what the cassette looks like on the 7-speed gearbox. It's honestly probably perfectly sufficient for a bike with a throttle up here and a relatively massive 40 amp controller mounted down here in this housing. So it's got faux leather ergonomic grips with this little bump thing here for extra comfort. They're bolted in place so they won't rotate. Thumb throttle on the left, turn signals and horn we'll listen to in a minute. Here's the controls, here's the display, and of course the Tektro hydraulic brake levers. For this bike, these should work excellent, and your 7-speed Shimano shifter, down, up, down, up, down, up. So of course the handlebars are folding style, and you can adjust the height of them with this quick release lever here. Amp Rides. I like it. Of course, here's your latch to fold the whole bike in half. Place for a water bottle holder, I think, which they do actually give you a water bottle holder here, as well as an actual water bottle and a universal bicycle, motorcycle phone holder. There is front suspension on this bike. It's got a basic open and close, pretty typical front fork. And the front wheel has a quick release lever. Probably the best way to do a folding bike. Just now noticing this chain guard along the top, something that's usually not included on most e-bikes I review. The folding pedals on this bike fold. And speaking of folding, let's try it. And voila, you have yourself a compact, high-power electric bike. Pretty darn small, so you could easily throw this in a car, take it somewhere. No bike rack needed. You got yourself a little mini high-power motor bike. So here's the seat that comes with the bike. It's wide, has a little cutout. Seems fine. Comes with this longer seat post as well as the suspension seat post, which is a little bit shorter. And there is a quick release on the seat. Got that fender and light on there. And folding bike or not, I think this thing looks fantastic. What do you guys think? Pretty much every folding bike is super ugly, but this one is like excellent.
And the fenders match.
Color match fenders too, yes. And of course we get Tektro calipers on the Tektro brakes. Huge 203 millimeter up front, which is what you want for the most stopping force, which is great to have on the front where most of your stopping power is. Tektro caliper on the back, of course, with a 180 millimeter rotor on the rear. Spoke wheels help keep the weight down, and 30 PSI in the tires. So the amount of power that's sent to the actual motor is determined by the amperage of the controller, which is 40, multiplied by the voltage of the battery, which on a full charge is 58.8 volts. Now this thing is not completely fully charged. Let's see where we're at. Oh, we are at 58.6 volts. So this thing is basically charged. And according to my calculations, 58.8 times 40 amps is 2,352 watts peak output. Now the website says 1,500 watts. I don't know if that's nominal power or what, but we're about to find out. All right, let's power this thing up. Amp rides. Get our voltage readout here in the top right, which I always love to see, and some sort of bar indicator as well. So as I said, 58.8 is max, I think. It's pretty much full. And miles per hour right up here, and watts right down here, so that's excellent. Get our miles as well as trip odometer. Let's tab on through some of these buttons. Shows average speed, time, odometer, max speed. Did that just say max speed of 38.6 miles per hour? Okay, not surprised, honestly. Then we get turn signals, and it doesn't show anything on the dash indicating signals. I'm gonna try the horn. You ready for this? Cute. Perfect for a bike. Headlight is operated by this button here. You hold it. Oh, it dims the display a bit too. Pretty typical headlight, really. Here's what it looks like on a rather dark area over there. Tail light is very bright, and it is a brake light, and here's what the turn signals look like. So, pretty cool. Before we power this thing up, I'll show you what a 6'5" guy with a inseam of 34 looks like on max height of the bike. So seat is on max, handlebars are on max, seems fine. Throw the seat down to minimum. Seat on minimum, handlebars on maximum. Handlebars on minimum now, so it can accommodate a wide variety of heights. The seat post diameter on this bike is 27.2 millimeters. They give you this suspension seat post, but honestly, I have a better one, so I'm gonna use my better one. And as mentioned, it is shipped as a Class 2 e-bike. They give us the user manual of the KD986, so we can get in there and modify that. So we'll go ahead and crank it up from 0 on up to max, pedal assist 5. Let's go ahead and smash the throttle, see what happens. Oh, man. This does not appear to be limited. This thing is spinning straight up to... Holding the plus and minus button for 2 seconds, we'll open this, and we can look at display settings. Speed limit is set to 36. 36 is the maximum for a 24-inch wheel, so we could mess with the wheel size to get a theoretical higher speed. We'll leave them at 24. Oh, state of charge view, so you can do voltage, which I prefer, or switch it to percentage, which might be easier for some people. And before we get out and ride, they also give us a little bike bag. Looks like it'll go right on the rear rack, and amp rides. Sweet. All right, dudes, let's get out on the Amp Rides Volt ST. Pretty pumped about this 52 volt battery, fully charged, which is 58.4 volts on full. Unfortunately, it looks like this is about as far as I'll be able to rotate the screen. Oh, let's roll out. Oh, yeah, okay, all right. Oh yeah, and of course, starting the Strava. So we can track our official distance. So let's go ahead and try this bike on the 20% grade. I really don't expect any problem here, but some pedal assist 5, give it a little bit. Oh yeah, okay, this thing is dominating. 11 miles an hour, and yeah. This thing is very, very torquey and very powerful on pedal assist 5. On second thought out here with these polarized lenses in the actual sun, I'm having a hard time seeing the display. However, when I do take them off, the display is super nice, crisp, beautiful display. Now before we get going too crazy on this thing, let's go ahead and put it on pedal assist 0 and see how it is to pedal with nothing. So it's not terrible. I mean, it's not a super heavy bike and throttle doesn't work on 0. Put this thing on 2, give it a little bit of pedaling. We have it on gear, well that was gear 2, but it looks like it'll give us power up to about 8 miles an hour. So typical cadence sensor style, basically cuts us off at 8. Go ahead, bump that on to 2, feel a bump, showed about 1,000 watts there. Let's see what happens if we press the throttle when we are on pedal assist 2. So it will give us pedal assist 2 levels. It doesn't give us access to the full power of the bike. So I actually kind of like this. Gives us, you know, like a cruise control here on 2. So on pedal assist 2, say we come to a stop and then give it throttle. Oh yeah, 2,400 watts I saw there. It will bring us up to about, you know, reasonable speed here. Now pedal assist 3, that'll give us an instant hit of 1,500 watts there and bring us up to where we need to shift into. Got top gear 7 already, and that will take us up to 22 miles an hour. And is that accurate according to GPS? Yes. Let's go ahead and try pedal assist 4 now. So that will give us the 2,000 watts roughly, 1,800 watts I'm seeing there, bringing us up to And I like the gearing on this thing. It has the big, I think 56 tooth chainring up front, already hitting 31. Oh man, 31.4 I saw there. My eyes are watering because I have to take my shades off to see the display. Woo! So it's gonna be super interesting to see what kind of range we get out of this ride today. It's not the biggest battery in this thing. I mean, it's a pretty big battery, but the amount of power this thing can draw, we'll see where we end up. So what happens if we are on pedal assist 4 in top gear and just kind of start to roll forward here and pedal? How long is it gonna, oh yeah, so it kind of ramps on the, wait, is this a cadence sensor or torque sensor? No, it's a cadence sensor. Got the unicycle up here. It gives us the power pretty decently quick. Yeah, man, we're cooking. So this unicycle up here is probably several thousand watts. Oh gosh. So it handles pretty good. That was the first like tight turn I took there. And we're gonna stay right here behind Mr. Unicycle Man. We're gonna throw this thing on pedal assist 5 now, get out here on the highway and see how fast it can actually go. Showing 27, 28, 29. I'm gonna use just throttle. 31, 35, 35.0. We're cooking though, basically. That's the gist of it. So this is by far the most powerful folding electric bike I have tried. If you're looking for a folding electric bike, fat tire electric bike that has a lot of power, I'd have to say this has got to be an excellent option, probably the best option. I don't know of any other folding fat tire electric bike that has this kind of performance, and some turn signals for riding out here in traffic. So really no intimidation at all out here riding with the Teslas and the traffic. We're just another electric vehicle out here. We'll just merge on over, put our turn signal on 2, crank it on up to pedal assist 4. It shows 2200 watts there. So 40 amps times 58 volts at max charge would be the peak power output of this bike, which should be around 2400 watts. Pretty much the same as the wired Freedom. Really with that higher amperage controller, just like a lower voltage battery, but higher amperage on the controller, I believe. Well, passing the Teslas, dude. So we're gonna do a 0 to 20 acceleration. Actually, we'll go beyond 20 GPS in the right hand. Hopefully the front end stays down. Ready, go. 10, 20. Whoa, 27, all right. We gotta have both hands on the wheel here, but this thing, as you can see from the numbers there on the screen, accelerates rapido. So talking about the cadence sensor on this, I could see this thing burning through the battery pretty quick because it does have like hard cutoff points for speed. And like pedal assist 3 gives you like 1300 watts and it will give you basically everything it needs until you get up to like 21 miles an hour. Let's give this thing a top speed run real quick. You want to race, bro? So cadence sensor, not pedaling much, man. This thing feels like the wheel's about to come off the ground. Let's see, I'm a little scared, but we'll just do throttle. And it's showing 35, 34 on the GPS, 35 on the GPS. Yeah, 35, 36 on the GPS. Yeah, 37 on the GPS. Nice. So hopping around a bit there, basically 36, 37, shows 36 up there. So with all this power on tap, I'm really curious to see how it's gonna perform in the sand here in a few. So first impressions on this thing, I think that the pedal assist system could use a little bit of refinement or modifications in the settings. I mean, pedal assist 1 brings us up to like 8 miles an hour and there's really just nothing in between. Like, if, you know, pedal assist 2 gives us like full power up until we get to 13. And there's really just nothing between that and then the next tier up is like 23. So this thing is just an absolute animal, man. It's ready to go, which is a lot of fun. So I bumped this thing onto pedal assist 5 in gear number 1. Let's see what it can do here going up this hill. Oh my God. I just kind of lost my balance, honestly. Whoa. One more try here. All right, so with a bit of a rollout, I'm just kind of trying to modulate the power here with the throttle a little bit. and straight up the hill. Oh yes, the 4-inch wide tire, or the 20-inch tall wheels that make it a little less stable than like 26-inch wheels for the sand, but very few bikes I review can make it up the hill in the sand like that. So we're gonna have to get it out on the flat sand, see how it does too. Man, this thing is a thrill. What's happening? This is an Amp Rides Volt ST. It's pretty fun. I wanted to tell him that it was 2,400 watts and it went 36 miles an hour, but dude was chilling right there with the police. This thing's kind of like a little mini stallion. Woo. I wonder if the police or the horses care if they see me pop a wheelie. Probably one of the best things about this bike is it really looks like very legal. Who would suspect this innocent looking green, foam green, folding electric bike to have 2,400 watts of power? So we're gonna do a slightly different sand test route today per the recent request of new routes. Let's see how it does here. So we're just kind of going through this thick sand. I need to downshift a few gears. We are on gear number 5. I'm kind of feeling like with all the power, we're down in granny gear now, and it is outputting, oh, lost my balance, about 2,100 watts of power. This thing is absolutely beast moding through the sand. It would be a little bit more stable if it had 26-inch tall wheels. Now, obviously, that's just not a folding electric bike. Is this a cliff right here? Oh man, that's a cliff. We can't go down there. Actually, sure, let's give it a try. We can do this. So we got the front suspension and suspension seat posts. Oh man, yeah, this thing is just dominating out here. On the easy stuff, obviously. Yeah, this is pulling like 20 miles an hour. I really don't even want to go any faster than 20 out here. And battery voltage is showing about 53.1 right now, so we're at about 60%. This thing just draws like a ton of power. Try and power up here through the soft sand up the hill and through this soft sand as well. I am not pedaling. Now I'm going to start pedaling a little bit on granny gear and see how long it can actually output like 2,000 watts. This thing is just like freaking absolutely dominating. I wonder how long this motor can hold up just outputting this amount of power though. We are getting just a little bit of help from the wind blowing to our back. Still 2,000 watts. This is really quite the torture test here. It's just getting like a little bit squirrely with the back wheels and the front wheel for that matter, just kind of come on 2,000. Yeah, I know, right? It's a little stress test on this bike. She said that's impressive. 2,000 watts, still 2,100 watts roughly. Losing my balance mostly, but it's still just putting out 2,000 watts, 6 miles an hour, and now, oh, just turned off. So, wait, just for a moment. So it just like cut out, just briefly there, and, oh yeah, cut off again. So it's saying enough's enough. Don't be running it that hard for that long, but we're gonna just get right back on it here now that we're on some easier terrain and see how it holds up. Once we get around these people here, we'll do full throttle on Pulse 5. So right back to 2,000 watts. And now that the motor's spinning a little more freely, we're getting up to speeds that are way too fast for out here. 20, 28 into a headwind, 29. We're gonna chill it out. And let's see how it does here on this 12% incline rolling in at about 10 miles an hour. Then we'll do full throttle, Pulse 5. Front wheel, I'm just kind of bopping off the ground here. It's like trying to wheelie. We're hitting 17 and accelerating. So that motor caught up was just probably like a safety prevention mechanism when it was just running so much power for such a long time. This is a 1,500 watts electric bicycle, but it can do higher peak output. You can't run it at those speeds at that power for indefinitely. You'll burn your motor up. So after all that, I kind of want to just go run it through this sand that's kind of like downhill sand out back to the bike path, and should be no problem. But let's just go ahead and blast on through here. Going. Saran, the dude's about to pop a wheelie. Oh yeah, there we go. So quick little brake test here from about 20, 23. I mean, Basically, these brakes are awesome because it has a 203 millimeter rotor up front, and they are Tektro name brand hydraulic brakes. These are like probably over spec'd, I would say. You're not gonna have anything to worry about on brakes. They're smooth because they're hydraulic, and it's nice having that big rotor on front where, you know, most of your braking force is, so you can dissipate more of your heat. Oh no, they're coming for us. Oh man, they're opening the doors, ready to stop us. Oh, so just in case you're comparing this to another bike, full throttle, we're at 15, 20, 25, 27, and 28, still accelerating. And when you come out at the top of the California incline, we get this little path here along Ocean Avenue, and it leads us into Santa Monica. One thing that's nice about this bike is the handlebars are relatively narrow, so it makes lane splitting a little easier than usual. And this leads us into 3rd Street Promenade. Oh, almost got clipped by that umbrella, which is where you gotta watch out for the tourist trap. And we are currently 51.4 volts, rolling up on 12 miles into this ride, which is about 50%, and I'm on, I think, pedal assist 3. Yeah, pedal assist 3 goes 30 miles an hour, just freaking cooking on this thing. My God. This bike does not like going slow. This thing just wants to go fast, man. This is pedal assist 3. I'm passing cars, dude. Woo! Watch out, man, that door just opened. And that leads on to Ebike, where I'll leave you with my final thoughts. So I mean, if you're looking for something high power that's gonna absolutely freaking cook, that's a folding fat tire e-bike, this is probably the ticket for you. Is it the cheapest fat tire electric bike? No, it is not, but I do have a discount code down in the description box below this video that'll help save you some money and also help support my reviews on this channel. But right now we're showing 50.1 volts on the display. 52 volts is about 50% as far as I'm concerned. So we'll head on home and see what the final range is on this thing. Actually, let's talk about the pedal assist lag and see how this thing handles some tighter quarters. So pedal assist 2 here, steep little ramp here up over the canal bridge here. And on pedal assist, let's bump it on pedal assist 3 and start pedaling now. Power. Pedaling power. So pretty instant reply response from the cadence sensor. Oh man, I gotta really dump. Oh. And throttle is instant. Just kind of easing on the throttle. Now full power. Oh wow, whoa, whoa. All right, let's give it a full blast here. See what I can do. Go. Beating the Suburban off the line. Dude, we're smoking everybody back there for now. Showing 33, 34. Let's see if we can overtake the AMG. Coming in hot, bro. Woo. And that front brake sounds so good. We got this, dude, we got this. Pulling 33 when we're down to 43% under load. But let's still do a power wheelie. Oh yeah, front's coming up. So rolling up on 18.66 miles after an hour and 33 minutes of ride time. Battery is down to 40%. If I was gonna get this bike, I'd probably go for the bigger 25 amp hour battery because this is a power hungry bike. It just wants to draw the juice. And let's switch it from preset on over to voltage, and we are at 48.7 volts. So riding the way I rode, I'd say, you know, you could probably do about 30 miles hooning it, which, let's get real, that's what you're gonna do on this bike. So would I recommend this bike? Yes, absolutely. Buy this bike through the link in the description box below this video. Save yourself a little money and also help support my reviews here on Taliby TV. And a quick word from our sponsor. Hey there, e-bike enthusiasts. I'm excited to introduce our sponsor, Ascent Bikes, who are completely reshaping the way we care for our e-bikes. With their team of dedicated experts, they're leading the charge in innovation, offering tailored solutions for all of us. Imagine the convenience of virtual troubleshooting consultation. Their specialists are just a click away no matter where you're riding. Battery acting up? Motor giving you a hard time? No worries, their remote diagnostic and repair capabilities have us covered. But wait, there's more. They've got in-shop services that ensure hands-on excellence. You can even ship your components to them for a pro assessment and repair no matter where you're located. And what truly sets them apart is their commitment to us, the individual e-bike riders. Outsourced warranty support and premium customer service mean they've got our backs, making our riding experiences smooth and stress-free. Ascent Bikes gets it. Biking is more than a passion, it's a lifestyle they're dedicated to elevating. So let's embrace the future of e-bike care and connect with them today. Check the link below this video in the description box to get 10% off your first service with Ascent.